Yo, what up?
Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to talk to you.
Hell yeah, thank you for having me on here.
Yeah.
What up,
Um,
Paradox Comedy?
Woo! I've been a fan of yours for a while. I've been following you on Instagram. And dude, you're so funny. You're so good at roast battles, first of all. But I just have so many questions for you. You're like very entertaining to watch on the internet. And I'm just like, what is he like as a person? So, first of all, tell me a little bit about how you got started in roast battles. I know you're originally from India and had kind of a background in tagging and rapping. So how'd you end up in roast battles?
One day my homie hit me up and he's like, he's a big fan of mine too, like in the rap battle scene. And he's like, yo man, you need to come check this shit out. It's like rapping without, battle rapping without rhyming. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it's like battle rap without the rhymes, dog. All you have to do is the punchline. And I was kind of interested, and I said, all right, I'll do one of them. So I drove from Vegas all the way to Hollywood to the Comedy Store to do it. And that's how I got started. You know, my friend believed in me.
Oh, yeah. Did you know like the history of the Comedy Store and kind of what a big deal it was to be on the stage there?
I mean, nah, I didn't really know. Like the first time that I ever showed up, my homie goes, yo, come to the Comedy Store or whatever. And I rolled up to the Laugh Factory. And I asked one of the dudes at the door, I go, hey, yo, dog, is this where they have the roast battles? He's like, what do you mean? We don't have roast battles here. We don't even know what the hell that is. And I hit up my homie and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? How come nobody's here? He's like, oh, because you're at the wrong place. You're at the Laugh Factory. I'm all like, yeah, I'm at the factory where they make the laughs for the comedy, fool.
They sell them at the store.
Yeah, they sell them at, I thought it was like this big like thing, you know?
That's awesome. So then I guess you were used to kind of performing, kind of being put on the spot through rap battles, but do you ever get nervous still performing as a roast battler?
I mean, still, I get nervous just because sometimes I second guess my jokes.
Uh-huh.
Like nervous as in performing, nah. Just if like, you know, my jokes suck, I'll kind of be nervous.
Really? Have you ever tell the joke and just been like, fuck, I knew I shouldn't have said that one. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, but I immediately take a knee and it takes away from the pressure of the joke.
Yeah. So you have performed like in some pretty like I would say like important places. Like as a fan, these are places that I would just like to be in as a fan. So I know you recently went out to Austin to Joe Rogan's new club, Comedy Mothership. What was that like?
It was crazy. I rolled up with a ski mask. Like security was looking at me. They let me in the building with the ski mask first of all.
Yeah.
And yeah, that shit was wild. It was fucking crazy. I mean, it's an experience. If you haven't been there, I mean, you got to go once in your life. But yeah, it was fucking wild. I mean, like the whole energy in the back, like in the green room, like it's a place to do comedy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, some of these places you go and you don't feel that energy. But yeah, it was an experience. It was fucking crazy. The fact that they let me in with my ski mask and like, it was wild.
Do you ever think about like your current life? Because I know that so you're from India, you started in India. You talk a little bit about like working in the fields. What does that mean? Can you tell people what that means in case they don't know for some reason? You know, they're in California.
Yeah, well, you know, I used to pick fruits, well, but like not the ones that get you canceled. I mean, like the ones that grow on trees, you know. Uh, I used to do a lot of like field work, man. Like in Spanish we call it el campo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I used to be a field worker. I came from that. I used to rap battle fools in the field. Like I wouldn't like fuck fools up in the field, just talking smack to them.
Yeah, because kind of like the Hispanic culture, Latino culture, it's kind of like you just kind of talk shit to each other all day. Kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, we call it carrilla.
yeah, yeah. And so do you look back at that and you're just like, damn, I kind of made it. Are you like happy with the success, like the trajectory that you've had so far as a roast battler?
What was that? Let's say that again.
Are you pretty happy with like the trajectory of where you're going? Did you ever think that you would get here just from kind of talking shit in a sense?
I mean, yeah, I like where I'm going with it, or like where the trajectory that it's going. But like I'm not surprised I'm here, you know, because I'm a shit talking machine, fool.
You knew it'd pay off someday.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, if it wasn't battle rap, it had to be comedy, you know.
do you
But
still rap?
do I still rap? Yeah, I still rap. I was rapping last night.
Yeah, you do performances.
Nah, not performances, but I have a show in August coming up in the IE.
Oh,
It's
I will be
gonna be a
living
rap
out there.
show.
So cool.
Oh yeah,
Where is it at?
it's gonna be in San Bernardino, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Um, so you're doing that, and then you come to LA. What made you move to LA?
What happened?
What made you move to LA?
Oh, this a roast battle.
Oh, you're just like, this is specifically what you came out here for.
Specifically, yeah. I dropped the rap battle and I came out here to do the roast battle.
Nice. And what have you found, like, what has it been like kind of getting used to the comedy scene and the comedy culture?
I mean, I don't have to get used to it. They have to get used to me, fool.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's weird because where I come from, it's like it's rap battle, and like most of these comedians feel threatened that I just came and like, you know, started doing my thing out here, and I'm not a comedian. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird, man. It's weird, like coming from another culture and then coming into the comedy, and yeah, they fuck with you, man. Like I remember doing open mics, and like fools would go like, "Oh, you're a comedian? Like, where have you done comedy?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm a roast battler," and then they would automatically hate, "Oh, you're just a roaster, man. You're not a comedian." But yeah, it sucks. It sucks coming from another culture, like into another world, you know?
Yeah. Especially in LA where it's so just like competitive anyway. But I wonder, when I was preparing for this, I kind of was like asking some comics around San Diego, like, how would you like describe it? Is he like a roast battler? Is he a comic? And honestly, I kept getting different answers. Like, he's still a comic because he still writes. Like, you're still writing jokes.
Yeah, yeah.
So what to you is the difference?
I don't really do stand up. That's the
That's not,
difference. Like
yeah.
I've tried it. I've tried to do stand up, but it's just not my cup of tea, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
think stand up is kind of like old already, you know? It's like, I don't know, it's like hee hee ha ha. It's like over here we're going for the ha ha fool.
Yeah. You know, I will say, even though like your style, I watched a lot of your clips and everything, you still kind of, in a way, are not super mean. I mean, you have like a mean. Obviously, you're gonna, you know, you go for the throat when when you can, when you have to. But there's something that makes you a little bit more watchable or likable than a lot of other people who do roast battles. What do you think that you can attribute? Like, what do you see other people doing where you're like, that's not good? That's not how you do it.
A lot of people go in on personal things, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like they share personal information, and then they get, you know, butthurt about it. That's one thing I don't like about roasting. Like if you're going too personal, like if a family member just passed away, or if your dog just died, or you know what I mean? Like shit like that is like, for me, it's I don't know how to say it. Like bad juju. Like you don't talk about shit like that, especially if they're going through like some shit mentally, you know. But
Yeah.
that's not roasting to me. To me, that's just like, oh, I'm just up here to be mean, you know. That roasting to me is like making fun of someone like by their appearance or physical appearance or something they did, not something that is affecting them, you know. And
Yeah.
to me that's one of the things that I hate, like about roasting, you know. I don't think it's roasting.
Yeah, for sure. And the funniest people tend to be those people who don't get that personal, right? Like, because then it's too mean. Like, it's really hard to watch sometimes, to the point where no one's laughing. They're just kind of like shocked sometimes. And that's not really fun for an audience member either. I know that roast battles are getting pretty popular here in San Diego. I just met with somebody who's going to battle at the Comedy Store in La Jolla. Hey, check that out. And she had asked, you know, about writing. I don't write. I don't know anything about that. But I know that comics usually write together. Is that something that you recommend, or you're just like, no, show up and go up with what you got?
Like I said, like, look, if you meet up with somebody, like if there's, like if you're gonna battle somebody and you want to meet up with them, that's cool, But just remember, whatever I tell you, I already have a rebuttal for that, and I'm setting you up. Like if I tell you, like, hey man, just last week, I slipped and fell, blah blah blah, and like you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna write about that. Yeah, I'm pretty much writing the joke for you. I don't like it. I mean, I don't care about it. You know what I mean? Like you guys can do whatever you want. But me, like when they tell me like, yo, let's meet up, let's do this, I'm like, nah. Like I'm gonna come after you, dog. Like you're a comedian, dog. You're putting yourself out there already. There's not a podcast I can't listen to it and retrieve the same information that you're about to tell me. And but that's one of the things I don't like that. I don't like meeting up with people. I don't like exchanging information. I think it's corny,
Yeah.
It's like I might as well just I'll write you the joke for you. Because if I'm already telling you that much, like, I don't know.
Have you ever been going through it like in your personal life and you're just like, I don't think I can go up and roast battle tonight?
No, I mean, I'll tell you a story. One time I was battling Guam Felix, right? I had to battle him, and my grandma had just passed away like the night before, And I wasn't really in the headspace to go up there, but as soon as I went on stage, it just snapped off. Like it was like my grandma didn't exist for that fucking,
Yeah.
For the 20 minutes I was up there, 15 or whatever. But I forgot the question.
No, just if it's ever, because I mean, people saying mean things at all, like at your expense, it's a pretty difficult thing to put for anyone to put themselves through. And then you add to that the reality of just day-to-day life and how things can be difficult. And I just wonder if there's ever been a time where you just had to tap out and be like, not tonight.
No, never, ever. Like, even if I'm going through hell, I'll still go up there, because at the end of the day, you already made, like I don't know how to say it, but you already made a promise that you were going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's like the integrity of saying you're going to do something and then doing it.
Right. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure a lot of comedians can relate to that. You know what I mean? Like, but it only makes you like, I guess, stronger. It makes you want to keep doing this shit. Cause you know what I mean? Like at the worst moment in your life, you got up on that stage, you made people laugh, and it made you feel good. You forget about everything else even if it's just for fucking 15 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, amen. And actually, part of the reason why I started following you and a lot of comics last year is because I did go through so much grief and loss. Like I lost 3 people in a row through drug addiction and, alcoholism. And I mean, it was horrendous. The only thing that could really snap me out of it was going to comedy shows and watching people, tell jokes. It was incredibly therapeutic. So I wonder, or well, I guess I just want to say thanks to you because I would watch a lot of your stuff too. And it would just really be like, I'd just be in bed, 3 days in a row and just be like, oh, okay, this is funny. This made me laugh at least. So yeah. I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate everybody that watches this shit,
Yeah. I mean, comedians really do have this magic of being able to take people out of their day-to-day and make them, with the sole intention, the whole reason you're going to see this person is to make them laugh. Right. And so it's like, cool, or to laugh. That said, there's also like the flip side of that when you're just bombing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what that's like, but
you heard it's bad, I'm sure.
People do it.
Has there ever been a joke where can you give us an example of one where you're just like, fuck, I did not need to say that?
Oh, man. Shit. See, the thing with me is I always drop down on one knee.
Yeah.
So, like, even if the joke sucks, like, I still get the benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean? Let me see, a joke that I fucking knew that bombed or that was going to bomb.
Or even you're just like, you think about every once in a while and you're like, cringe, because you're like, I can't believe I said that on the stage.
Yeah, and like sometimes I'll be watching my shit back and I'll be like, why did I say that? Like I shouldn't. I should have just shut the fuck up, you know. But
Yeah.
man, it would. There was a lot. There's been a lot of them, you know. But I can't really think of one that didn't work. I mean, that didn't get a laugh.
Yeah.
I
And I'm
mean,
sure, yeah.
no, no, no. Go on, go
Yeah.
on.
So, has there been, I mean, comics in a sense still have a pretty good sense of like when you're battling, this is a roast battle. This is what I signed up to do. But has there ever been a comic who maybe took it too far to get off the stage and was like, no, not into
Yeah,
this anymore?
I went up against this guy. I forgot his name, but he was from Switzerland, right? And he had this joke. It didn't make no sense. I can't repeat it. I'm not gonna repeat it, but it involved the N word and the the W word. The Mexican one.
Ooh.
Your back is wet. But yeah, this dude did a joke. I forgot what the setup was, but it was horrible. It was like super racist, like off the top. Like even Brian Moses was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
Every black person in the room was mad. But yeah, that was one of those times where I was just like, "Nah, dog, that shit don't fly." You know,
Yeah.
it's like you're being hella racist for no reason. It's not even funny. You're just being racist. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's been a couple of those times.
I know. I mean, I think you've traveled to other countries for roast battles. Is that right?
No,
No.
I mean,
But you.
I've done the Australia one. I've done the oh, those are countries, huh?
Yes.
I've done the Australia one. I've done the England one. I've done the Tokyo one. I've done, I think, the Argentina one. But it was all through Zoom.
Oh, okay.
It was during the pandemic. Like nobody really wanted to do it. But like I was gathering up people in bunches and then putting people together. But it was mostly through the internet. It wasn't like live. But yeah, I am soon though. I am gonna be international soon.
Yeah, that's right. I wonder, have you noticed that their sense of humor is just like it just doesn't vibe with like what we do here? Or is like our jokes and like they just land anywhere.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it's funny, it's funny. I always say go for the physical shit. You know what I mean? Don't go for the like the smart shit. Like, oh, I know this about this person. Like, because the audience at the end of the day is like, fuck it. Like, I don't even know that guy. I don't want to know about him. I just want to. I want him to make fun of the other dude by the way he looks. You know what I mean? Like, if I was battling you right now, I'd be like, yo, everyone give it up for Shelly Duvall. You look like Shelly Duvall, fool.
Thanks. No, thanks. Well, that makes sense though, because even at the Comedy Store, I've seen people who I know off stage and they're like talking about stuff that's going on in their personal lives, but nobody, and I'm laughing because I know them on a personal level.
Right, right.
But the audience is sitting there like, what does that even mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and comedy is different because you're telling a story about you, you know? Like stand-up comedy is different because you kind of like have to explain about you. You have all this time in the world to explain about you know what I mean? But in roast battle, it's so quick that there is no time to set it up. There's no time for me to be like, yo, she's from San Diego and she's from blah, 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 blah. She's had blah, blah, blah. Like, it's too long. Like, nobody wants to hear that. They get bored after the first fucking part, you
Yeah.
know? But
Yeah.
in roast battle, it's a whole different monster, you know what I mean? You're kind of going off that energy of, I don't know this person, but like in a street roast, you would just roast the fuck out of somebody. You would just look at them and just start clowning on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, hey, bro, really quick before I start roasting you, give me 3 things about you that you hate. Like, what?
Right.
Like,
That you hate. Yeah. Tell
yeah,
me.
like in like in the streets, it's like, what the fuck are you even saying? You know what I mean? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me answer that question down there.
Yeah.
Is roast battle mean? It's not mean. It's just like everybody does it. Everybody roasts each other. Like you and your best friend will probably roast each other. Like, damn girl, you look like blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like your shirt is too tight. You look like a fucking bowling ball. You know what I mean? And it's not bullying. I don't think it's bullying. I think it's more like strengthening up because like in Mexico or if you have like if you come from a Mexican family, we call it carrilla, which I'm pretty sure every other race does it. So carrilla is pretty much like you're being mean to make yourself more. You know what I mean? To like build yourself up. It's like breaking you down before you can get built up. Like say if you're digging a hole in the backyard, right? And your dad sees that you're going hella slow, you're like, and your dad goes outside and he goes, you know, he's with your uncle drinking a beer, and then he goes, mira, esa pinche, like, look at this little girl, he digs like a little girl. And in your head, you're like, oh, I'm not a little girl. And you start fucking digging like a man, you know what I mean? It's to build you up. It's to, like, make you, you know, stronger. That's
Yeah.
what I think that's what that is, you know what I mean? It's like your friends or your family will tell you, like, things about you, not that they hate, but that it's like, yo, man, you could do better than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're
I
wearing
think
a raggedy ass shirt, you know, and your mom comes out and goes, mira, you look like a pinche, a homeless sin lavandería. Like you look, you look like a damn homeless. You know what I mean? And like in your head, you're like, damn, my mom thinks I look like a homeless dude. That's why
yeah.
there's a bunch. That's why there's a bunch of it's tough love, but that's why there's a bunch of people in Los Angeles wearing like hipster shit because they don't have mothers to tell them that they look like homeless people. You know?
Yeah, Mexican mothers especially are pretty brutal. They just kind of like lay it out there. They say that somehow they are really funny though, or at least like I don't know. There is this, you know what? I know Sarah Silverman and Brian Moses, who I've interviewed on here too before. Like there has to be like a certain level of love underneath what you're saying,
Of course,
or like
yeah.
a level of respect to, because otherwise you can't. Otherwise it is just mean. Otherwise it is just bullying. Be honest,
Yeah,
and make it funny. Yeah.
right. And it's to build you up, you know? But it's not
Mexican
in it.
mom.
It doesn't come from a bad place, you know what I mean? And yeah, Mexican moms are mean. If there was a show about, you know, like mean people, Mexican moms would be like top one.
Yeah,
And then I think Indian moms. Oh,
oh,
look at Rachad. He looks like homeless person. Eh?
that's funny. My mom would always say like, ¿Estás cantando o estás llorando? I'm like,
See what
damn.
I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly that tough love shit. It's like do better, you know what I mean? Hit them notes,
Yeah,
girl.
exactly. So speaking of family, what does your family think about you doing roast battles? Have they ever seen you perform?
No, I mean, yeah, my brothers, my cousins, but like like my mom, my dad never seen me, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, just off top, like I could just say like my cousins and my brother, you know.
What do they
But
say? What's their experience
oh, they
about it?
love it. They love it. They came out to the last No Yodas and they were fucking hooked. They had to come back, you know what I mean? They said, when's the next one? But yeah, that's how we grew up. We all grew up talking shit to each other, making fucking fun of each other. My homie David just jumped in on the line. Me and Afu used to clown on each other for days, fool. We, I call him the tall asshole, you know, because he's a tall motherfucker.
That's
But
funny. And you do have, so tell me about No Llores, your show that you do. Or is it illegal? I know you explained to me, I had asked you something about coming to San Diego to do stuff, and you're like, there's like leagues, and
yeah,
I don't understand that. So
yeah, no, is a league. Like we're a league. We're a how do you say it? We're like a break off of roast battle. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I pretty much went and you know started my own thing because the Latinos in the Comedy Store were not being represented as much as I wanted it. So I made this whole league, like you know, like bringing you know all races together. You know, that I make white people say no llores, and they don't understand what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is planting something in them. You know what I mean? Making them love the culture. You know what I mean? And it's like if you were born in like a white family and like you were in a boring family, you're never gonna know what carrilla, roasting, like none of that is because they're nice to you. You break something, all right, Billy, that's okay, you know.
yeah.
And a fucking Mexican family will be like, mira este pinche pendejo, baboso. They make fun of you, you know what I mean? Like, estás tarado, like it's just tough love, but that's what I'm bringing to the table. I'm bringing that part of our culture into this league, so other people can experience it, what it was like for us, or what it's like for us, you know?
Yeah, and it's, again, like the like theme is still like there's this love, there's this like joy still underneath it. It's not just like going for the throat to be mean for mean's sake. And I feel like probably people who roast get really tired of talking about how it's not mean, but it's like because there does have to be like a level of like respect, and most of all, it has to be funny. Just really has to be funny, and I think that some cultures are not used to, you know, being like picked on a little bit in a way to be better. So I think that's why we end up with a lot of this cancel culture and like people who are really sensitive.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's like you didn't experience it growing up, so you think it's bullying,
Hmm.
but it's not bullying at all. I think it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Um,
I mean, it is considered like if you do this, like say if you get off stage, right, and like you just had the best performance of your life, and you go outside and you see like just some random dude, and you start just bombing on him, you know, cooking him, you know what I mean, roasting him. I think that's bullying because he's not expecting it. It's like being a boxer and just you know you box the best match of your life and then going out and then being like, yeah, what's up with the boom?
yeah,
Hitting some random dude. He's like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? It's like they're not expecting it. That's bullying. If they're not expecting it, it's bullying. But if you and your homies are talking smack and then he tells you something, you tell him something, it's not bullying. It's roasting.
yeah. I think that's part of a big part of roast battles is like the consent that is there. You both signed up to be there to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
So
But
it's
I
yeah.
think I seen people get sour like on stage. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's just like there's people that take it too personal.
Yeah.
And like to me, it's like if you're going too personal, that's cool. But if the other person is not expecting you to go personal, then that's fucked. But
Right.
yeah, it's the consent thing, you know?
Mhm. Yeah. I know some of the best roasts that I've heard, somebody here in San Diego. I've heard her use that same roast on like different people. And so it's like funny because, you know, they're women, she was battling women, but she tweaked it a little bit to make it like a little bit more, you know, appropriate for that person. But it's like I think that's a good roast too, because it's a funny joke or observation you can make about a bunch of women, and it's not personal at all, obviously, because she can use it with multiple people.
Exactly, yeah.
Um, and it's such a good joke.
Jenny said, if someone ever calls me a slur, I'm punching them in the face. Jenny, you're a slur. Nah, but I've been there just to like you know highlight that fucking little comment or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I've been called slurs more than once on stage. You know, it's like spick, wetback, and it's people from like other countries too doing it, and I don't mind it because you know I don't know. Like to me, it's one of those things. Like I saw it coming.
Yeah.
Like you're battling somebody who's like from another country, and over there it's acceptable to roast like that. You know what I mean? They're amongst other people of there. Like they never seen a person like me in person, and it's like to get that out. I mean, it takes balls to do it, but at the same time, it's just like it's not comedy. And I
Exactly.
would I wouldn't punch somebody in the face over it, but I will retaliate with words. You know what I mean? Stronger than what I was.
Yeah. I know Brian Moses, he also mentioned that. It's like, yeah, there's just people just spitting out N-words at me or just saying them, and you hear it night after night, and it's not funny. But there's also something about other countries where, like we, for example, here in the United States, have mostly just gotten over this whole gay thing. Like it used to be such a like laugh. It used to be such a punchline to call somebody gay, and it's like
Yeah,
not. You
but
can still do it. Yeah.
shit, I think we need to take that word back because it was like we didn't mean like homosexual. Like we could have just been like homosexual. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but gay growing up was like Like I don't know, but there's something like I bet you could stop a school shooter if he was from the hood. If you were to be like, hey man, if you shoot at the school, you're gay. You know, like I'm not gay, fool. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like it was a word back in the day. Like it was just for people who were annoying. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
it wasn't really
It,
like, oh man, you like men.
yeah, nobody was really thinking about that. And especially now with the culture that's changing it. So it's obviously more, it's acceptable. We embrace it now. So it's even less funny to like use that as some way to like get at
But
somebody.
but yeah, gay people need to change that because I seen a lot of sad gay people, and gay means happy, fool.
There you go. There you go. If I have any gay watchers, there we go. But I feel like in other countries, still like they see that, or like now, like their thing is like race, you know, and so they kind of like go and like hit that, and it's like that's not really. I mean, if you make it funny, you can make it funny, but just saying it out loud, just saying a slur is not actually a punchline.
Right.
Yeah. Um, Additionally, something that I've noticed while watching you on Instagram is you cook a lot. Can you
I
tell
what?
me? You cook a lot.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I cook a lot. I like cooking. Like I come from a background of, cooking.
yeah.
Yeah, like my mom's always cooking, my aunts, you know what I mean? And they're some of the best cooks that I know to this day. But yeah, that's where that comes from. I'm just a fat kid at heart.
You put like a lot, you do like the whole like presentation, you put like a lot of effort into what you make. Is this like another passion of yours that you would ever like get into?
Yeah, I've been in talks with like making a show about cooking with my homie Dan Paustian.
Nice.
But yeah, hey, so someone said my mustache is gay. That's how like gay, fool. But like in a happy way, you know. I fucked up. I tried to shave it and like
Yeah, I think I know him. I think he follows this page actually. Dan Paustian.
yeah. We were supposed to make a show together, but he got too busy or whatever. But we're still talking about it. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. It's just been always been a passion, I guess. I love cooking.
I could just be,
I,
yeah.
I don't know if that makes me gay.
I don't know, but it makes me hungry because it'll be like 3 in the morning and I'd be like, okay, cool, now I need a burger.
Yeah, you know what? A hot dog with presentation tastes better than a hot dog with no presentation. Well,
Yeah, yeah, I believe it. Cool. Where I know that you just recently did a Noyotis at the just recently reopened Ice House. I think they just opened
yeah,
this year.
they just opened up.
Yeah. What was that like?
Oh, it was an experience. It was fucking dope. Uh, it was my first ever big show in a big club, you know? Like I've done the haha. It's pretty cool. Like the haha's cool, but it's not legendary like that one, you know? Uh, yeah, the ice house was cool, man. Like the love that I got there was so fucking amazing, you know? People came out just to see it. The managers, like everybody was cool. But it was an experience for sure because I've never done it at No Yoda's at that level. And then in August we got the festival coming up, the North Hollywood Festival.
Oh, tell me about that.
It's August 17th through the 19th. It's just a bunch of comedy around North Hollywood and surrounding areas like Burbank and I think Hollywood.
All right. Cool. Um, yeah, I haven't been to Ice House ever. I think I was gonna go see David Tell there. I can't remember if I got tickets or not, but I want to go see what it's like. Had you been there before the pandemic?
Before the pandemic, no. I think they just they shut it down after the pandemic.
Yeah.
But before the pandemic, nah, I hadn't been there. I'm telling you, I'm so new to comedy. Like, it took me a while to figure out, like, what these clubs were. Because, like, growing up, I'd always watch, like, Pocos Pero Locos or, I'd always watch, like old comedy, like George Lopez, like, clips or whatever. And they would always be at these clubs. And you would see it in the back. Like, you would see Ice House. Like, and you wouldn't think about it, you know what I mean? You see Ha Ha Comedy Club. You wouldn't think about it. But it was just one of those like surreal moments that I was on a stage that I grew up watching too, you know. But it was dope.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm really excited. I hope that I get to see you. I'm going to be up more in the LA area and the Empire area as well. So I really appreciate. Was there anything else? Do you have any shows coming up or anything or anywhere we can watch you soon?
Yeah, in August I got the North Hollywood Festival, the 17th through the 19th, and also July 7th at Def Noodles Comedy Club. Noyotas is gonna be there, and somewhere around August again, we're gonna be back at the Ice House, and I think we're gonna go monthly after that at the Ice House.
Hey, that's awesome. Congratulations. Is it difficult to get people to do roast, to get venues to do roast battles?
To do, yeah, it's hella hard. So like this one that we did at the Ice House, they were like the owner, not the manager, but the owner of the club, the one that like he's just an old man. Like he was uh he was like sitting there watching us because he had said that he didn't want it. Like he didn't want this type of like people being mean to each other. And so he kind of didn't want to do it. So it was like I guess people don't understand what it is here. You know what I mean? Because the haha was the same way. They didn't want the show to happen. They thought there was gonna be hella fights. You know what I mean? They're thinking like it's some rap battle shit, but people on there are pretty calm about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they second guess us. And the owner of the Ice House loved it. He was sitting there through the whole battle, like all the battles. He waited for the comedians, the battles. Like he just loved the energy of it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's hard to tell somebody, yo, man, can we get two comedians to mess each other up on stage?
Right.
It's kind of like one of those, like, fuck, dog. Like, it sounds crazy, you know what I mean? Like, can we get those two guys to fight? And you're like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine that is difficult to sell, but I think as it's gaining popularity and it continues to gain it's already been gaining popularity, but and especially with your like flavor of how you're bringing it and making people laugh at the end of the day, like it's funny at the end of the day, bringing joy. Hopefully more people, more venues will open up and start reaching out to you to be like, bring it here, bring it to us. So
yeah, I've got a couple offers, but you know, like Flappers wants me to do it at theirs. And then some other like club, but I mean, I'm already doing it at Def Noodle. I mean, I got too much on my plate for me to do more, you know. Yeah. But yeah, clubs do reach out sometimes. Nice,
good. Well, I really appreciate it. I think we went through all my questions, but I really appreciate all your time. I'm really, I'm a huge fan. I'm proud of you too for all the work that you've done and how you're continuing to instill, even though it is a battle, it is roasting, it's still fun and you still bring the joy to the audiences who are going to watch you. So I think that's a really unique skill that you're bringing to comedy, especially to roasting. So I just want to say I appreciate that and thank you for that. And I really want to encourage everybody to go and check out these roast battles, find out what it's all about. You will laugh. You will have a good time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody at Paradox Comedy. San Diego, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks. Bye. Have a good rest of your day.